Hi, I'm Jennifer O'Connor with the Athena Institute. I'm going to show you how to use our new whole building LCA software tool. It's a very advanced web app called Athena Building LCA, and I'll introduce you to that through a series of short videos, beginning with this one to cover the basics. Bear with me a second while I go share my screen. Right, and I'll turn off my camera just to remove that as a distraction. Okay, I'm going to keep these videos as short as possible, and that means I'm going to focus on the more complex parts of the software and hope you can figure out the rest on your own with the help of help screens available on every screen. In this first video, I'm going to show you the basics. And the first thing I want to demonstrate is how to do an empty cache and hard reload. We recommend you do this every time you get into the app while it is still in beta mode, and that's because we are frequently pushing updates to the server, and the software may be glitchy if you are not working with the latest version. Okay, I'll show you how to do that in Chrome. If you're using a different browser, you will have to do a little homework to see how to do empty cache and hard reload. How that works is you first start by clicking the F12 button on your keyboard, and this window will pop up. You don't need to use this window, you just tuck it away. And the reason for that is because it enables some new features up here in the reload button. So here in this reload button next to the URL bar, if you hold that button or right click, which I'm going to do now, and you see down here, empty cache and hard reload. So do that every time. I'm not going to click it now. Okay, we're in the tool now. Just a few words of caution while we are in beta. The software may be glitchy. Please be patient with it. Some aspects are slow. What that means is when you click something, don't be really quick to click again. Give it a moment to think about what you just did. You may also get false errors here and there, and you can typically ignore those. Okay, so when you log in, you're going to land on your projects page, and here we're on my projects page. You can see I have a number of projects here. Your projects page will be empty when you're a new user, except for a sample project that we have provided to help you get your feet wet. Oh, and that's this project over here. Now, a project is an umbrella for a group of models. For example, your project might have different versions of the same building. Okay, I'm going to go into the sample project to show you how things work. And to get into a project, you just double click on one of the cards or you click the pencil icon. I've got this sample project already open, so let's just go over to that tab. And your project will load. Okay, so first, let me orient you to what you're seeing on the screen. On the left side here is the navigation pane. So here's where you navigate to different parts of your project. So you can look at your general project information. So information applying to all models in the project. You can set up your assessment definition, that is your LCA assessment parameters. We'll talk about that in another video. And most importantly, here's the access point for creating models and moving between these three different groups of information that comprise a model. This pane is telling us that we have only one building model in this project. You would click the plus sign to add another model. Also under here, under the ellipsis, you have features. You can copy the model if you want to duplicate it and make changes in a copy, for example. You can delete the model, and you can shortcut straight to LCA results from here. You also get to results from here under reports. I'll talk about that in another video. Okay, now over on the other side of the screen, this is our active working space, and we're here on the first of those three sections that comprise a model. We're on the building information page. This is general metadata. It's sort of optional record keeping that you might find useful. Click the up-down arrows to expand and collapse every section. Not going to explain any details in here. There's some good help available, and I want to keep the video short, but I will show you a couple of other features to orient you. Click this symbol here to hide and show the navigation page. Click Save Often in this tool, and then you get to the help for any page by clicking the question mark. Okay, so let's now go into the heart of any model, which is the bill of materials. I'm going to click that and bring up the bill of materials for the sample model. So here we have a table of all of the material quantities for this model. Each quantity is a row. Now for a new project, this opens as empty, of course, until you populate it. And what we have here, of course, is a fully populated table. Every material that you want included in your LCA results must show up in this table as a row. Okay, I will now explain the fields here and start with the minimum that you need to get LCA results. And I'm going to start over here with flow. So here in the flow column, we see material names. A flow in LCA is an input or output in the system. So this is where you need to specifically identify the exact type of material in this row. Next, you need a quantity for that material, and you need a unit of measure for that quantity. Note up here, you can flip between SI and imperial units if you'd like. Okay, next you need to attach two environmental data sets to that flow. Now the software has many data sets built in, and you need to choose which ones to attach to your materials so that LCA results can be calculated. So each material needs an environmental data set for the A1 to A3 impacts and a product scenario data set with the assumptions for A4 and beyond. The software would typically give you defaults for these data sets, which you can override with a different selection, or you can create your own. Okay, let's look at the other fields in this table, starting over here with status. So the status column will show a green box if the line item is good to go. It will show a yellow box if something needs fixing, typically because a data set has not been assigned, and without an attached environmental data set, that material quantity will not generate any LCA results. The issues count, how many things are wrong with this row that you need to pay attention to. Next, we have our element column. So this is an assignment of the quantity to an element, or in other words, a part of the building. This is a standard classification system. It's OmniClass Table 21, also known as Uniformat. The software will default to assigning your quantities at the level of the whole building, and go ahead and keep that default if you're unable or you don't need to provide an element at a more specific level. But if you can, this is what you need to do if you want to disaggregate your results by element. Next over here, we have work result, OmniClass Table 22, also known as master format. So assign this if you think you might want to disaggregate your LCA results by master format division. Next column is OmniClass Table 23. So this is a standardized product category label for the material. This is linked with flow. I'm going to explain how that works more in a moment. The next thing I want to show you is how this table and all other tables in the tool are very dynamic and customizable. So let me show you some of the things that you can do here. First of all, you can choose which of these columns you want to show or hide. So up here in the columns drop down, you can turn these off or on. Next, you can change the order of the columns. If you want to see, for example, flow a little bit more towards the front of the table, you can move that anywhere you want it and drop it there. You can sort any column just by clicking in the box. One click sorts ascending, two clicks sorts descending, and one more click will clear it. You can group the rows. So that's as easiest to explain example. So let's say I want to, let's group by work result just for fun. So I clicked that column header, drag it up here into the grouping bar, let go, give it a second, and now all of my rows are grouped according to master format. You can filter the rows. Let's say I have a really long bill of materials and I really want to make it easy just to find, say, I don't know, my ready mixed concrete 30 MPa. So I click the filter button, go pick that, pick filter, and there it is. Okay, and then finally you can search. So start typing anything in the search bar and it will bring up anything that has that in it. Okay. Okie dokie. So, and it failed nothing, of course, manually add an item by clicking, I'm just clearing my filters here, clearing everything out to bring this back. Sorry about that. Okay, manually add an item with the plus sign here, import a bill of materials from another source with this button here. I'm going to show you that in another video. And I'll go into a little more detail in how this table works, how to work with it, and how to edit in another video. Okay, so that covers the basics. Please see the other videos for more details. Don't forget that every screen has help available, and that's going to be it for this video. Thank you.